there's always been a debate about the value of gaming as art. And for someone like me personally, I think it's obvious. Like, gaming is the culmination of art, you know, the design of the characters, the world, the maps, whatever, music, and interactivity. I think it's the ultimate art form, bigger than movies, music. It puts all of that stuff together in one, beautiful melting pot. And when it works, it is absolutely amazing. And anybody I think can agree with that, regardless of what council or platform you root for. The argument that video games aren't the highest form of art, at least to this point, I think is, if you're on the opposite side of it, I think you're on the wrong side of it. Uh, the problem, however, with art, and this is historic, you can go back and look at this. The problem with art is that when art starts to garner too much attention and make too much money and be too valuable, the wrong kind of people start getting involved. I mean, everybody would point to Microsoft and their recent firings and how they have essentially ruined a lot of pieces of art with their cancellation. And again, the rumor is that a lot of this really just came down to bad investments they made with AI. But like, I would even go back as far and say that Nintendo and Sega was like the last time the video games industry, and I'm talking about the Genesis and Super Nintendo, well, the last time the video game industry was purely, you know, just about the art. Now, I know there's people who would argue against that, and, by all means, comment, let me know what you think. But I think once Sony entered the picture, once a company that wasn't purely about video games, they had, at that time, they had TV, they had music, they had a bunch of stuff going on that did not have anything to do with just the genre of video games. Once they entered in, and notoriously they spent like $1 million coercing developers and the publishers into making games just for them. Once they stepped in, it gave the Microsofts and the Googles who came and went in the industry the blueprint. And I guess there's nothing really deeper about it that I'm gonna go, guys. But I really do think that once suits start touching anything, they kind of ruin it, because it's not about the art anymore. It's about the money. All of these firings and all of this terrible stuff that's happened to these poor people who've lost their jobs, and it's not just at Xbox, but it's at PlayStation too. All of this crap is happening because it's a bunch of dudes in suits who care about money, and they don't give a damn about anything else. It's the unfortunate truth and nature of the situation we're in, and Nintendo's not above it too. Even though Nintendo's not firing people, they're still screwing over the consumer at the sake of sacrificing what their art could be. That's just my commentary on it. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe.